All right, welcome to Masculine Geek number 222, the live stream AD&D game session.
That's got a numerologically that has to be.
Probably have to go to Gary's numbers guy or some shit.
Everyone's going to die.
That's right, Gary. This is game session 41. And without further ado, I'm going to kick it over to the rational DM, Mr. Raul Tomasi.
We should do that. This entire show should be the numerology show. The numerology D&D.
Numerology.
Oh boy. Anybody read any great tweets lately?
Yeah, I retweeted some of your
the show. It hurt my brain.
Yes.
It's funny when you write those semi-trolling tweets and everybody loses their shit.
Oh man.
Although I think Noble had one of the best takes on it. I mean, he really did. He took it.
Which one?
Not too, well, he took it not too seriously, but he's like, look, here's how, the kernel of truth in all of it. And he like kind of broke it down. Like, if you do this, if you do that. And it's like, he's not saying that this is forever. He's like, you do these things to get to this point. And it was an interesting take on it. That was not overly intellectual, but just kind of like, look, if you want to just take this at face value, boom, here it is.
Yeah,
and it's like
because I'm going to go on. That's in case anybody's like, if you're watching this, here's your little bonus Rolos material. I will be on Pearly Things tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. my time, so I guess that would be 12 noon at Eastern time, and she's in the UK too. Of course, she immediately calls me. Then I get like Elijah Schaefer, and I got all these people coming out of the woodwork. Hey, can you come on my show? I want to talk about this. I'm like, hey, free content, guys. It's like freaking hyenas over a fresh kill.
I think it was the vasectomy part. If you had left that out, it wouldn't have.
Nobody would have said anything. Yeah, nobody would have said jack shit too. Yeah, I know.
And what's going on with the Nerdrotic thing? Is that happening?
Okay. So Nerdrotic, I went by the studio on Sticky Paws on Friday, and man, let me tell you something about Nerdrotic. That crew, they are like professional. Like they're, I think some of the, I went in there and it's like it's a whole different like scene, and all the guys from Nerdrotic are in there. X-Ray Girl's in there. Chrissy Mayer's in there. Some of the guys I recognize, but I don't know their names.
Jeremy and stuff like that. And Geeks and Gamers. Yeah.
Geeks and Gamers guys were there, and there's a bunch of guys. There must have been some sort of convention or something going on too, because there's a bunch of nerds in the at Sticky Paws, which is great because I like nerds, obviously.
You are one.
I kind of am.
That's us.
That's us. That's absolutely us.
You're blowing it for me, man. So I went by and I was checking it out, and like usually like I'm so casual there because we usually leave the door open to the studio when we're doing Access Vegas and everything, and the girls can come in and out. But man, they had like a stage manager guy there, and they close the door. Hey, can you stop? Don't loiter around the front door here. Blah blah blah. That kind of sets them all. They get sets them off or some shit like that. I'm like, But it was cool. It was an interesting to see how other people do it. But man, I was impressed. I thought, man, for a podcast that I would say is when you watch them on YouTube, they're very casual. But like when you see them, like you're there at the studio, they're very very controlled, very tight. So
yeah.
It's probably because they know that they're sort of come ups. I guess I don't think they're quite like Critical Role yet, but they're not quite 1 million. I think they're like at 700,000 or 800,000 subs right now.
That's way the fuck up there.
It's the sweet spot, though. Yeah, once you get past 1 million, then suddenly you get too big for your britches. That's why I'm at a nice 211 right now. Okay. So, anyways, last we left off, we had a lot of interesting things happen. You guys managed to get out of this room. Drew, I'm not sure how much of the last session you watched, but it's probably behoove you to at least watch the last maybe 30 minutes of that show. So
what's going on? Figure it out from context.
Dead. He's got got 2 critical hits actually from goblin arrows like hit him. Rothos is way dead. He got a crit to the throat. And Aldemar is effectively dead, but he's just sort of he's hovering. He's like kind of comatose right now because he's got the soul ring on. If you pulled the soul ring off of him, he'd probably die. So
yeah, roll. As far as health is concerned, we're all pretty low.
Yeah, and everybody is
I gotta heal you guys.
Extra low.
Am I out of my healing? Have I used all the healing spells on them so far?
You have been doing mostly cure light wounds. Now, I am going to first I want to give Blodgett roll your luck points first. Get that out of the way. Roberto.
3.
3? Oh, okay. Sorry, I wasn't looking at you. There you go. Okay. That's good enough. Okay, so we're up to 3 for you right there. Okay, Gray, there is not much you can do for Lupo right now. I'm not sure how dead he is. Once you get to 0 hit points, you're unconscious. Once you get below -9, then you are like dead. So nobody but you knows, and you haven't had any chance to really hold, assess the situation yet, because you were too busy escaping the room that you were just in, because now there are explosions happening as good old was it Rothos or DS? I can't remember. Through the fireball.
Yes,
That was me.
Pretty much caught the highly flammable liquids that were being used for experiments and stuff in the lab there. And so right now, the door that you just passed and closed, billowing out from under it is sort of this bluish smoke, like an oily blue smoke, and you are hearing like very loud explosions going on in that room right now. So whatever it was that you got out with, did you guys refresh my memory? Did you drag Narzi out? Or did you just leave him there? I think you guys left him there.
We were stripping Narzi.
To.
Yeah, we were stripping Narzi, and then as things started going sideways, I went on ahead and dragged his little ass out just to finish taking everything he was worth.
Okay, so Narzi is very, very dead. Duncan, I believe, was down to like 1 or 2 hit points because he got pretty banged up. Grot's down. DS, I don't think you.
I'm down to 21.
Actually died. So,
Yeah, I was revived.
Yeah, you survived. Duncan survived with. I think. What are you at, Duncan? Are you at like 1 or 2 hit points right now? I forget how low you got.
Noble's not here yet.
Noble's not here. Okay, so
Yeah.
and then TJ, you are unconscious at this point, although you are kind of inside the ring realm. You are now combating Sero for the use of your body right now. Who gets to possess your body? So we're gonna dice that one out here in a little bit, unless somebody else decides to intervene. But Grot, you have Aldemar's kind of slung over your shoulder. Blodgett is just sort of like grabbing Narzi and going over him. Gray, you've got Lupo sort of in your arms. Duncan is catching his breath.
That's pretty fucking sad.
Rothos is like he's way below like -9. So DS, you have the duty with Rothos. So with that said, let's start with Gray. You guys are here now. Remember that there's a billowing blue smoke is coming out from underneath this door right now. And yes, since you are on this end of the hallway here, which you guys are already familiar with because you've explored it, there are torches that are kind of fitfully burning in the sides of the walls here, so you have a bit of light. But you do hear some sort of commotion, like a crowd or something like that, and it's mostly goblinish that you hear coming from down this end of the hallway down here, as if there is. So they're not paying attention to you, and you haven't seen any movement yet. But you can definitely hear that there are voices coming from down this way, and there are many of them as well. So with that said, blue smoke coming out from under here. You've already come through this door. You know where this goes. You haven't explored these. You haven't explored here. And as I said, there's a commotion of some sort of maybe a crowd of goblins down around this area over here. So let's get to Gray. Gray, what do you want to do? You've got Lupo in your hands right now.
And he's at -9 hit points.
You don't know where you don't know in
terms
of
Amos's character.
-9. Yeah, Amos. Rothos is cooked. Lupo, you don't know really what's going on. I mean, it's so obvious with Rothos that he's gone. Lupo is definitely unconscious. He was hit with 2 arrows, which I'm just going to presume you've already withdrawn from him. Through his back. He took two hits like Boromir in The Lord of the Rings. So, but he went down trying to kill, or actually did kill, one of the owl bears with the last remaining vial of Medusa's blood. So now you're dropped down that from there. There are a couple of options for you, but you got to assess the situation first.
Shit.
App description.
So if I visually, I'm carrying him, how bad does he look? If I had to guess, would I say that he's dead or pretty much dying and it's hopeless?
He has a very faint pulse, but it's getting fainter and fainter.
Oh, shit. Did I expend my cure light wounds last time?
You're out of cure spells right now because you had to use them on everybody just to stay alive with the owlbears and everything else.
Oh boy. So would I be able to take a non-magical action to stabilize him?
You can go ahead and try. So if you want to do that, then we can call that an action for now. If you want to see because you do know just basic medical stuff too. So
tourniquet the wounds.
Pull the arrows out, staunch the blood, that kind of stuff.
So yes, I will attempt to treat his wounds with whatever resources I have left.
Okay. Duncan, you are going to have to be in charge of the pack and all the stuff that Lupo had as sort of the carriage boy at this point. So that's the only thing he's going to have to do. So Duncan's going to take the baggage stuff from Lupo and be sort of serve as the link boy for the time being, simply because Lupo cannot possibly carry anything that he's got. Blodgett, you're going over the body of Narzi, and the only thing that you have found from Narzi is that pearl, that rather large pearl that he had in his hand. And then he has a lot of spell components, but nothing that you recognize. You know that they're in some ways used in spells. Mm-hmm. But the only real magical item that he had on his person, and when you dragged him out, was the pearl that he was using to charm Lupo in the last session.
Okay, so I have a pearly thing, is what you're telling me.
Pearly thing. You have a charming pearly thing. Yes.
Is it around your neck?
Not yet.
I will summon Diaz to come over and take a look at the pearly thing and
come hither.
See if he can tell me if this is something I can use or if it's something only he can use, and I will hand off all those other magical components as far as various spell components that he had, just in case it was something he could use.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's probably some things that you can use that he's sort of giving over to you. They're basically in pouches and satchels that he has sort of tied around his belt and everything. And you also, DS, you understand that he's an illusionist, not necessarily a magic user. So the spell components he has are going to be sort of purpose built or purpose made for what it is that he does. So some of them you could use, some of them you don't even know what they are. But the pearl definitely has a magical dwemer on it of some sorts. And Blodgett, you were clever enough to understand that he was using it to charm Lupo at one point during the last engagement.
Can I roll to see if I know what it is?
Yeah, you could do. Yeah, that'd be good. Roll me a d20 and then
15.
Okay, it's definitely a pearl that is. It's got a, like I said, it's got a magical dwemer on it, so it is magical. Clearly, it has some sort of like charm person or hold person capabilities to it, and you're fairly certain that the magic that is involved in it is elven too.
Hmm.
So it's not like a gnomish thing or anything like that, but there's something elvish to the I guess the magical signature of the pearl itself, and it's also like not necessarily. It reminds you of some illustrations you've seen in magical archives of like the sea elves. Like it possibly belonged to the sea elves at some point.
Those fuckers.
Okay, interesting.
So,
Heathens.
yes, it's definitely so. With some time and a little bit, with a little bit of study, you might be able to figure out exactly what it is. But apparently, it has some properties that will either charm, hold a person, and possibly sleep them too. So,
Okay,
Ooh,
sounds good.
could come
Yeah.
in handy.
Is Bludger going to give that to me?
I will let you have it for now, and if it's something that I can use, I expect to either get it back or an appropriate payment for it. And if not, you can have it, but I still expect to get some kind of little payment for it. So
I'm gonna give you 20 sling bullets.
Oh,
Will that help
okay.
out? Because I know you're almost out of ammo.
Yes, I am definitely very low on ammo, so I'll take that. I
Okay.
still don't say we're quite even because this thing can do some really cool stuff. You should have seen it. It had Lupo like a puppet on a string. It was pretty messed up. So, but yeah, this will help. So I'm trusting you because we got to get out of this together. So,
Right.
All right. So I'll let you have that and the
Just,
spell components, and I'll reslot those bullets and have them ready to go.
And
Because I may have more hit points than anyone in the group at the moment at about 30. Because I kept ducking behind those doors.
What did Rothos have on him? Because I took him out of there.
I would have to look at what Rothos has.
I know I had the Frost Wand, but that's about it.
Yeah, he had that.
You also got the Springerly.
Oh yeah, I had the Springerly as well, which is it's a wand, but it opens things. It's almost like a wizard's unlock. It's like a knock. Yeah, it will do a knock, but it will also open other things other than doors.
Okay.
But it's called a Springerly. It's basically it has the effect of a wizard's knock, but it also will open other things too. Magic and otherwise. It's also useful in sort of diffusing traps sometimes too. But you're not sure how many charges. Only Rothos knew how many charges were on it. We'll figure it out later though. And the great thing about the Springerly is you can actually recharge it too, according to the Dungeon Master's Guide. So,
cool.
So with that in mind, that's about it for Narzi. Unfortunately, most of the stuff that you probably could have picked up from him is now exploding and probably on fire right now.
Right.
And again, more and more of this blue smoke keeps blowing out and billowing into the room, and it's like sort of collecting around your feet, right around like the first 10 or 20 feet of the room that you're in right now. Grot, you have Aldemar slung over your shoulder right now. He is breathing, but he is unconscious. He's almost like in a comatose state, I guess would probably be the best way to describe it.
All right.
Does Gray know what's going on with him?
No, not
all right,
now.
so
No, you're totally focused on Lupo right now.
Grat's going to just lower him to the flagstone floor. Careful not to bang.
He looks as if he's like mumbling something. He's moving his lips.
All right,
But he's
I'm
like,
going
he's
to.
completely unconscious. Like maybe he's like talking in his sleep almost.
Does Grat understand anything?
No, it's
All right,
gibberish.
all right. So I'm gonna. Grat's gonna, as gently as Grat can. He's gonna. Grat smack him awake.
Okay. You smack him, but he does not come awake. He is definitely having some issues here. Hang on one second.
All right.
Oh, man.
3,000 years ago.
We should probably.
I wonder if casting bless on him or prayer spell would
Well,
have
the first
any.
thing we need to do is figure out if we should go back to the people that asshole that hired us to take out Marquesa back in that door we came out of and say, hey,
There we go.
we need some healing.
I think
I
that's
mean
a good idea.
that might be an option.
Workers'
We can't,
compensation.
well, something, because we can't really get into another pitch battle.
No,
It's
if
not.
they hired us to do a job, then they should provide.
that's why I
some,
think we should go back the way
material
we.
support.
Grat suggested we go back the way we came.
Well,
And,
Gray, the only options you have right now is to sort of like seek divine intervention from Paylor at this stage, because
I am praying to Paylor for
All right.
Lupo
Save me, Jeebus.
and for Aldemar's soul. I don't know what the hell's going on. Do we know what's going on with Aldemar, or does only Aldemar know that
Aldemar
he is?
well, you guys are you know about the ring, the soul ring.
Yeah.
So you know that.
Do we know that Saro was?
No, you
in
don't.
there
You have
too?
no idea. You have no idea like what his situation is in whatever realm he happens to be in. His soul happens to be in right now.
I am just praying to Paylor that they survive this.
All right. Roll me a d20.
French fry
All of
potatoes.
us?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, what is it? 7.
7.
Thought it was a 1, it was a 7.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to. Paylor answers your prayer partially. You have one first level spell slot open, and now you have 1/3 level slot open, and then the third level slot is going to be filled with a spell from, what is it? Unearthed Arcana.
Oh, you gonna,
Unearthed Arcana, there is a spell that is called Death's Door. So I will give you Death's Door, and I'll explain to you what Death's Door is here. When a cleric employs this spell, he or she touches a human or a demi-human who is unconscious and at quote-unquote Death's Door equals -1 to -9 hit points. The spell immediately brings the individual back to 0 hit points. While the individual remains unconscious, bleeding, and in deterioration, it stops for the duration of the Death's Door spell, which is 1 hour per level, which you are 5, correct?
6.
6. Okay, so 6 hours. 6 hours to save Lupo. The clock begins now.
Clock's ticking, dude.
Okay, so what that means is that you can still use restoration spells. You can still use healing spells. You'll have to find some way to bring him back within the next 6 hours. So let's see. That's it. Okay, and it takes, how long does it take to do this? 5 segments. So it's going to take you a little while. It'll take you at least a couple minutes to do the spell. So I'm just going to say you're going into that spell right now, Death's Door, just to sort of like stabilize him. But you will have, if you're going to save Lupo, you got to do it in 6 hours.
Okay, and do I get to Cure Light Wounds for my first level spell?
Actually, let's see. Roll where is it? Hope you get it too. Let's
Roll
leave it
for a
to
random one? That'll be fun.
Let's roll it for random chance here. Okay, do you have a D12?
I do have a D12.
All right, roll me a D12.
1.
1. Well, you got a bless. Sorry.
Oh.
You got bless.
Damn it.
That could be useful. If you got a 4, if you got a 4, you would have got Cure Light Wounds. You'd have been all right. All right. So, but you've got the Death's Door spell, but you've got basically 6 hours to find some way to heal Lupo and bring him back.
I share this with the rest of the group. I explain to them what I have just done, as well as my best guess as to his time remaining.
That nice. Let's get out of this hallway.
Okay. So, Grot, you're going to have to carry Aldemar.
All right, I'll carry him over one shoulder. Benny's in the pack on the other side, and let's go back to asshole that hired us and collect money, and we did what we were hired to do, and we need compensation in form of healing.
Well, we didn't exactly do it because she's still alive.
Well, that he don't know that.
He doesn't.
All right, while you guys are having this discussion again, DS, you hear from down this end of the hallway, there is definitely some kind of commotion, and you hear weapons clashing down this hallway.
Get fireball.
Weapons clashing, like fighting.
There's some sort of fighting going on down that hallway, and it ain't you guys.
I'm gonna cast bless on everybody then.
All right. Well, first of all, you got to finish the spell for working on doing Lupo, because it's going to take a couple minutes.
Blodgett may want to.
It does take more than 1 segment. It takes 5 segments to do that. Okay, so DS, you pretty much have found pretty much everything you can get from Rothos. You can either decide to carry him out, or it is possible you could just simply use the rest of that oil of etherealness and send him back to where you guys came, put him into the ether, and then retrieve him later if you want to do that.
Yeah,
only your two options are basically carry him ethereal, or else you can and then maybe retrieve him later, or else you could just leave him here.
Yeah, I'll give a little prayer.
What's that?
And then I will send him.
Sorry, what's that, Gray?
Didn't we just find Rothos in a pit trap?
Yeah, you did. But DS came in through the ether. He was ethereal and came in that way.
Came in with Amos, yeah.
He came in with Amos, and then so it's possible that if DS wants to put him into the ethereal plane, he can, and then go retrieve him later.
Okay.
Which would require you to become ethereal later on somehow, but but you could do it that way. It is a possibility.
Oh boy, do we really need to bring his body with us? Is this somebody that? What are his? These elves are heathens,
and like feed them to the goblins.
Well, the badger.
The badger's still the badger's still with
Gratno feed magic user to badger.
Would I have gotten the impression that Rothos is a follower of Pelor?
No, most definitely not. That's a human god. Aldemar,
what do you guys want to do?
Aldemar, TJ, roll me a d20.
All right.
Do it.
Do it now.
We're going live.
I rolled a 1.
Roll the 1. That's actually good because I need you to go against your constitution. So
that's true.
Yeah. Okay, so
critical success.
Aldemar, you are having sort of a spiritual battle with Sero right now, who really wants to take over your body. You're actually, because you rolled that 1, you are conscious of what's going on, and it's almost like you're having this sort of near death, like out of body experience. But at the same time, there is Sero, who is in the ring with you, and your guys are kind of like fighting for control over your body. He wants to possess you, basically, because he wants out. He wants to get out of where he was before, because this was Sero's ring before he died. So that's what's going on with you for the time being. Grot, you have Aldemar slung over your shoulder. Blodgett, what do you want to do?
I will go and check out the noise of the fighting. I'll head that direction stealthily.
That's probably a good idea, because as you're doing that, from underneath the door, the black smoke is getting thicker, and it's about 20 feet now out of there, and it keeps blowing out, and you keep hearing explosion after explosion coming from behind the door, and it rocks the door too, so you don't know how much longer that door is going to hold.
Okay. Not a problem.
So Blodgett, let's see. 1, 2, 3. You want to go to the corner? I can get you the corner.
Yep. I will go there and peer around.
All right. As you get closer, you hear what sounds like fighting. You hear weapons clashing, maybe some sort of sounds of combat coming from down this area.
Okay.
And you can see pretty far down here because it is lit. And down towards the very end of this hallway, you see what looks like goblins fighting other goblins down at the very end of this hallway down here.
All right.
And they're kind of running off down this way to fight or to help out their brothers.
Okay.
So there's some kind of civil war going on down this way. Like it's goblins versus goblins.
Okay.
And you can see, or at least that's what you think, because you hear goblinish. It could be hobgoblins for all you know too. So
right.
But there's definitely some sort of conflict or some kind of friction going on down that hallway there.
Okay.
You notice like 2 or 3 of them sort of running that way before they kind of go out of sight.
All right.
So something's going down.
All right. Once some of the guys from the group get a little closer to me, I will pass that information on to them.
Okay.
Right now, just keep an eye out in case it comes this way.
I'm going to presume, DS, you're going to make him ethereal.
Correct.
Am I correct? Okay. All right. So, Blodgett, what do you want to do?
I'm going to keep an eye on the fighting. If it comes this way, I'll send up the alarm. But if I can flag one of them down that isn't doing anything, I will pass on that information to them about the fight going on.
All right, DS, you see Blodgett down there, kind of peering around the corner there. What do you want to do?
Let's go up to the northern door. I want to make sure
Here or
nobody's
here?
coming up behind us. Yeah.
This one? Okay. You don't hear anything from behind the door. In fact, it's like just almost ajar. It's just swinging open because that's the way that the humans/werewolves went when they dropped you off or when they realized you were going to go into the fight Marquesa in the lab. And yes, you also your elf ears can also hear sounds of combat coming from down where Blodgett's looking around the corner there.
Okay.
I'm going to move Duncan. I guess I'll keep him over here to get him out of the blue smoke. Gray, I'm going to presume you're going to at least evacuate the area enough to get away from the smoke because it's starting to get choky. It's starting to choke you. And again, with every new explosion, it kind of rattles the door that much more. So again, you don't know how much longer it's going to hold. And the explosions now are you're starting to hear them from other directions, not just from the lab now. So something else is happening. Grat, what do you want to do? You've got Aldemar. He's your charge for right now.
This Aldemar not getting any later. Where are we going? What are we doing? Let's make this snappy.
You're going to have to, at the very least, get away from the blue smoke. So I'm going to push you this way. It's kind of starting to burn your eyes.
I'll go towards DS.
Okay, Gray, you've got Lupo stabilized with the death door spell. He is now, the clock starts now. You got 6 hours. Find some way to save him.
What are the nature of his wounds?
Two rather large arrows that went straight through his chest.
Okay. He's kind of fucked. 6 hours. Oh man, I don't want to pull them out. How is his breathing?
Almost non-existent. Like he's got a very faint pulse, and only because he didn't have a pulse at all before you did Death's Door on him. In fact, if you hadn't done it right then and there, you probably would have lost him.
Oh crap. Okay, just to avoid having these arrows jerking around and maybe causing more damage while we move him.
I presumed you pulled him out when you were doing like the basic medical stuff on him.
Oh,
yeah, I thought so as well.
Oh shit. Okay, well, I guess Gray did that. I was going to say he would break off at both ends and try to put something over it, because if we pull those out and now he can't breathe, oh boy. Well, magic. We'll just have to keep him stable until we can do magic stuff.
You also have, even if you did that, you also have the Death's Door spell that's on him. So it would.
Okay, so with Death's Door on him,
give you that time.
In that case, we just pull the arrows out.
Okay.
And try to cover the wound. Again, oh boy, this is
All right. Well, you figure that out, Diaz. There's nothing. There's nothing on the opposite side of the door up here.
Okay. So I peek and there's nothing there.
There's anything. I mean, there's one torch that's right at the end here, and that's about it. You don't hear anything coming. No sounds. No nothing coming from that direction.
Okay.
Where you've already been.
Oh.
Aldemar, roll me another d20.
All right. 19.
19. Oh, you didn't need that.
Oh.
You know what this is what you hear because you rolled a 19. Oh wait! I got it. We got to put it up here. Look, I don't have my sound set correctly. There it is.
I attack the darkness.
I attack the darkness. No, that's not what it is here. This is so you hear a voice, and this is what it says.
Oh, it's Sarah.
Yes. No, you hear this too.
She's not a Christian.
Grot, you can hear you can hear Sarah, or you can hear Aldemar's voice changes from his voice to like a, and then he goes back to his voice. And it's like he's having this conversation in like he's talking in his sleep right now.
And for some reason, he's asking for a Bud Light. So
yeah, exactly.
Oh no!
Way worse than death. All right, Grad, tell Aldemar to shut up.
Yeah.
Tell these bitches to go to hell.
All right, shut up, Aldemar.
I might need to cast Bless on Aldemar and perform an exorcism or something.
It might have to. Okay, Blodgett, you still hear this commotion going on. But it's getting fainter and fainter, and it's going down this hallway.
Okay. I will go back and tell Grot, since usually he's pretty into this kind of stuff, about the battle down the hallway, and it seems to be orc on orc action, or maybe goblin versus hobgoblin, but it's getting further away, so I don't know if one side's winning or not, but right now seems to be a good time. If we could bug out of this place, maybe we should do it, because it sounds like the troops are a bit distracted. So okay. I'm all for bugging out if you guys want to get back to town.
Yeah, okay, Blodgett, as you're kind of deciding to do that, because they're kind of over here and you're over there, roll me a d20.
I certainly shall.
Brett said we get out of here.
And I rolled a 15.
15. As you're about to turn around to talk to these guys, you notice that out of this door down the hall here, door opens. It opens out slightly. You see what looks like a goblin head poke its head out and look down this direction, and then it closes the door behind it.
Okay. I will move away from the corner over toward Grot, so I don't have to be quite so loud, and let him know. And the second door down, a goblin apparently is trying to hide out from the battle. So maybe we should check it out. Maybe not.
I'm just going to comment real quick that we need to get Aldemar to a cleric that is more experienced than I am, who knows how to perform an exorcism.
Well, Gret trying to herd you assholes. Get out of here. And everyone's having tay-to-tays and discussions with Bernie Bush. Stop talking in hallway and let's get out of here.
All right. Well, which way's the exit? We don't want to go back all the way we came.
Well, Gret don't know. What Gret look like? Google Maps?
Google Maps.
Well, half orc maps, but still.
That's right.
All right, Gray, you have Lupo slung over your shoulder now. Grot, you have Aldemar, who's a bit heavier than Lupo. Diaz, what do you want to do, Diaz? My good friend.
Good question. Before we decide on where to go, I want to peek around the corner to the north.
Up here?
Yeah. Just make sure nothing else is coming. Yeah.
Right. You can move up there, and you look again. Look up here. It is lit. You don't see anything in the hallway, and there's no sound coming from anywhere in this hallway.
That's not the way we came. We came from the other door.
That is the way you guys came.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go back and ask what the party wants to do. Which direction?
Gret already told you.
Do we go toward the fighting or away from the fighting?
Well, if we go toward the fighting, I say we don't go all the way toward the fighting because there's a goblin hiding in one of the rooms down there, and we could either go see what he's up to or see if that's the way out. But I wouldn't go all the way toward where the fighting is because they may decide to stop fighting each other and fight us. Also, I'm thinking since Lupo's lighter than Aldemar, maybe that magic ring Aldemar's wearing might work on Lupo. And I just put that out there because I don't know that it's the only thing keeping Aldemar alive. I just know that it helped him, so maybe it would help Lupo. So
I say that's not a good idea.
Okay.
As you say, that's not a good idea. Gray, Grot, and Aldemar, I need you to roll a d20 for me.
5. Oh, shit. No, that's my d12. Sorry.
4.
8. Okay. So none of you take any damage from this, but the door now blows off the hinges and this black smoke comes billowing out into here. And you can sort of see what looks like some sort of like lights or lightning of some sorts that is blowing in through like this very, very thick blue black smoke that is billowing out of this door right now. And it rocks the entire, you almost feels like a small earthquake underneath your feet when the door blows off.
Back where we came.
So you're saying it's like a Zeppelin concert? That's
Sort
what I'm
of.
hearing.
Yeah, with bad mushrooms. Yeah.
Okay.
Shark meat.
All right. Well, let's run toward one of the doors.
Black smoke is pretty much engulfed air. Like it's basically covering all you and Aldemar and Grot and Gray and Lupo right now. And it is flowing into the halls right now.
All right.
Grat say go back to asshole that hired us. Back where we came. North door. This door here.
Where do you want to go? People watch it. Where do you want to go? You want to get away from all this?
Yeah, we want to get away from all this. Grot suggests we go up that way. I have no objection to that, but I'm thinking Blodgett wants to go open up some of these doors around here so that black smoke will go into those rooms.
Okay.
So Blodgett's going to run to the nearest door and open it up, and then I'll run to the next door across from it and open it up, and then I'm going to start opening doors while those guys start getting out since they're carrying people. And then as soon as I get a couple doors open, I'm going to run after them. Unless I notice an exit or something, in which case I'll run after them and tell them, no, this way.
In this way, there is a hallway that goes this way. That one. It's about as far as it goes. I'm going to presume you open this as well. In here, this is very well lit. You can see the entire room in one go. And there is still lanterns burning on the walls here. Okay. This is some kind of mess hall. You see these long tables in here.
Unless we rest in there.
So you got these long tables in here. Now, as you're poking your head in here, you also notice that this blue black smoke is starting to like cover just the floor of the mess hall here, but you can see just about this much of the mess hall. There is definitely some food left on the tables as if they were eating, and then suddenly everybody left.
Okay.
So somebody left this room in a hurry, and there is no one in here, but it's the size of the tables and everything look like they're about goblin sized.
Okay.
And there's a few like daggers and a few like knives and stuff that are stuck in the table that look like they're goblin made.
Okay.
So you managed to get to those two for this one. DS, actually Duncan. Let's put Duncan over here. Duncan's going to go have a look in this place here because clearly you guys need to be moving as fast as you possibly can. Duncan pokes his head in here. There's no light in here, so he can't really tell what's in this room in here. There are two unlit lanterns on either side of the this entranceway, but they are dark right now. So that's about as far in as Duncan can see. Gray, what do you want to do? Blodgett's busy sort of exploring these doors right quick.
Crap.
And in fact, you guys have no other choice but to where'd you go, Gray? You have no other choice but to keep moving away from this smoke from the door because it starts burning your eyes and you can't breathe.
Yeah, I just is Lupo coughing? Does he seem to even be?
It's filling the room here behind you, so you won't be able to breathe pretty soon.
Does Lupo have like a cloak or something? Here's what I'm thinking: if we've got this smoke, instead of carrying him, if I can drag him so he's low underneath the smoke.
The smoke is clinging to the floor. You would drag him through the smoke. Yes.
Okay, so it's better to carry him. So it's kind of like
it's heavy smoke. In fact, Blodgett notices this because he's lower. So it's
okay. So I keep him. I'm moving away from the smoke, following the other guys back the way that we came.
Say, you know story of aircraft and the oxygen masks? We not worry about dead people at the moment. We need to get out of here so we can help dead people or close to dead people later.
I got Lupo into this. I need to get Lupo out of this.
Well, we need to stop talking in the hallway with smoke.
Okay. As you're having this conversation, another big explosion comes from the lab. Again, you feel the earth move beneath your feet. And in fact, you see some of the flagstones crumble underneath you. So it's rumble. It's these explosions are like rumbling around you.
Grat, go through north door.
You guys fucked up big time when you did that. Where are you going to go?
Unless anyone have other idea, Grat going through door directly north of him.
That sounds
going once, going twice. Grat going with
good as any other door to me. Sure, let's go that way.
I am not 100% certain that I remember correctly, but because I may have player knowledge that my character would not have, I am not going to make suggestions for which way we go. I'm just going to tell you what Blodgett's doing and that we need to get away from the smoke and leave it at that. So you guys make a decision. I will eventually follow you once I see which way you're going.
Blodgett, you got to see just a touch more in here.
Okay. And the smoke is toward the
smoke
room
seems
where
coming from within the cracks in the flagstones. As you can see it billowing out from underneath the flagstones.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
Up from under.
With this smoke, are we able to smell and feel it?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not an illusion.
No, it's real smoke. Right. You get to the point where like you're choking on it right now and it stings your eyes.
No,
you have to
last session, Drew, we blew up and set everything on fire. I mean, it was like that scene in Pro where we, it's like Detroit and Halloween. It's that bad.
You missed it.
All right, well, we need to get the fuck out of here then.
Yes, so you guys pick an exit and go, and I will follow you, but I'm going to open a couple more doors before I do.
Is there a door at the bottom of the mess hall?
You haven't seen it yet. It's too far away for you. It's a long ass way. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50.
Because there's no enemies there and there's a door that leads down.
But there's smoke there. We don't want to go that way. So when I see DS like moving that way, I'm like, no, there's smoke there. Go that way. Go that way. Pick one of those rooms.
I'll follow Grat then.
Okay. Let's see. Duncan has discovered something over here, but you guys don't know what he got. So Duncan went in for just a minute and he's coming back out. He's holding his nose when he comes out of that room.
Was it a pisser?
I asked him what's wrong.
He's like, that's the latrines.
Okay.
It's definitely not going that way.
Okay. I want to head to the door where I saw the goblin.
Okay.
And I want to go to that door and open it up and yell that there's a fire and to get the hell out of here. Okay.
The door you saw was the one that was down here.
Yes.
Okay. As you pass right about here, you hear there's definitely a crowd of some sort of commotion or some kind of conversation. You hear yelling, you hear screaming, you hear argument in Goblin, and you think in Common as well. Behind here, but it's kind of hard to tell because it's so muffled, and it's people talking and shouting over each other from beyond this door as you're sort of working your way down this way.
Okay.
I think Duncan will follow you too since he sees what you're doing. Gray, what do you want to do? You're here with Lupo. He's stable.
I'm following Grat and the rest. I want to get the hell out of here.
All right. Okay. Blodgett, what do you want to do? Duncan's kind of looking at you like sort of quizzically here at the corner here, and he hears the sounds of the commotion going on from behind this door as well.
I tell him to stay there just in case he has to run fast.
All right, so he's there. Remember, he got banged up pretty good, but he's still on his feet. So, and he's got his shield and his hammer in hand. So,
okay. Since I can hear the commotion there, I'm going to assume that I'm going to stop, and instead of going to the goblin door, I'm going to open that door slowly and try and peer in and see what I can see.
In here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where the commotion is.
All right, so you tell me what you're doing with the door.
I am going to slowly open it and peer in to see if there's someone right by it.
There is. There is a smallish goblin, but its back is to you, and he's having a conversation with someone or something that is in a series of gates that are over here and then over here. Okay. And it's a very well lit room, but you're only peering in, so you can only see this much. But he's yelling at something or someone that is in this behind the bars that are in this area right here.
Okay. He has his back to me.
He has his back to you because he's like yelling at the praise. He completely.
I would like to backstab him or attempt to.
Okay. All right. Roll me the D20.
All right. And I rolled an 18.
Oh, and since you got 62 on your backstab, you actually backstabbed him pretty well. Let's see. I presume you're using a dagger.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I will use my dagger, which still does triple damage to backstab. So
yes, you kill him outright. Okay. Basically, he doesn't even know you're there. You just basically like cut his throat immediately.
Okay, I look and see who's in the cell.
Yes, yeah. Oh, yes, you do. The very well lit chamber beyond here is definitely some slave pens, because now the guy that was over here that you didn't see also looks at you and shouts at you. And he's got a short bow and is about to fire a shot at you with the short bow.
I still have the door a little bit between me and him.
Not gonna backstab you, don't.
Oh, okay.
So anyways, in these pens, you notice that there are some humanoids that look like they could be elves. There are actually some demi-humans as well. There is a halfling in one of these that you notice.
Okay. Duncan.
Okay, as you're screaming Duncan, the one
a little help over here.
The arrow like whizzes by your ear and impacts in the door behind you. Mm-hmm. So like had it got one more, it would have narrowly missed you. So
okay.
So as you're screaming, Duncan comes down the hallway here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The rest of you guys don't know any of this is going on because you're up here. So, Grot, I presume you're going to keep going up the hallway. All right.
Fucking muted. We're going to hang out. We're not going to go too far because we're missing some of our compatriots. So.
Well, you're not going to go too far because as you round the corner here, you also start to see this black smoke that is pooling on the flagstones in front of you as well this way.
The fuck? Where's it coming from?
It's seeping from within of the
maybe we just make a mad dash past it.
I don't want to.
You guys tell me what you want to do. Great. Great, go. Make a mad dash.
It's the smoke is coming up out of the floor, or it's coming from beyond.
Well, every so often you hear like sort of like distant explosions. It could be from the lab. It could be from somewhere else. You're not really sure.
This place falling.
We need to
distant
just
explosions are coming from the
just.
east.
I say we pick a direction and we just. I pray to Perlor for guidance and just
Shalom Aleichem.
Just run as fast as my old legs will carry me while I've got Lupo slung over my shoulder.
That's not good.
And try not to stumble going through the smoke.
1, 2, 3, 4, you're carrying Lupo, so you're not going to get as far. So
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so you're going this way. Grot, what do you want? Actually, Aldemar, before anything, roll me another d20. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Oh, you natural D20.
Nope. you're still struggling with Saro at this point.
I rolled a D20 one time. God.
Tell me what you do, man. Tell me what you do in your headspace. Is there anything you can think of?
I say you
still have your wits about you. You still can think. But Saro is kind of like trying to fight you.
Go back.
For control of your body.
Get away, short man.
You short-bearded demon, you.
TJ, you
Mother
might
was
as well
a
open
hamster.
up the Bud Light. Just open that Bud Light now, TJ. You're right.
No, I'm drinking Coors Light right now.
All right, Grot, you hear Aldemar kind of like screaming at Saro. You don't even remember who Saro is.
That's a name from the dim mists of my memory.
Which way do you? Oh gosh, we need Rob to come play with us again.
Right. I need to. So
Gray goes plotting past you as fast as he can, carrying Lupo.
It's not good. We get all separated.
All right, DS. Gray goes plodding past you. What do you want to do? You're right here in the corner.
Well, I definitely don't want to be leading with how hurt I am. Gray, what do you want to do? We going?
He shouts 1, 2, 3, 50 feet away.
Brett, what are we doing?
All right, let's keep going down hallway.
Okay.
So, Grad, I'm going to presume you're going to get probably about as far as Gray because you're also dragging Aldemar with you. And by the way, you also have Benny in the back of your backpack too. So
I got a badger and I got this fucker.
Yes, the badger's pretty heavy, and Aldemar's pretty heavy too. And you're a strong guy, but yeah.
I was going to say, can't you just attach Aldemar's icon to Grot? That way you can just move the one.
I can, but I could do that. But so DS, you want to keep going, pushing past, or where do you want to go?
I'm following them.
All right. Now back to you guys. Duncan comes in, sees these guys, and let's say 10. That's good enough.
Grat's gonna one final thing before we head out. I'm gonna yell for Blodgett.
Okay.
As loud as I can. Bellow.
All right. You yell for Blodgett, but he doesn't hear you because he's behind the door and he's fighting these guys. And also there's the rumbling of the explosions all around you. Duncan will go in and attack the other guy before he draws another arrow because he hates with arrows. That's 1 and 17. That's good enough. And let's see. Clocks the goblin twice and basically kills this one outright as well. So you got it's gone, and this one is also gone.
All right.
All right.
Either
so you now see. You now see. I can't show you the entirety of it because it's so big, but
that's what she said
here. And yes, that's what she said.
Oh shit.
So you do see slave pens here.
Okay.
Not unlike the ones. And now you also see another goblin down the hallway who is starting to draw a short bow on you as well. That's about as far as you can see. Now, in the pens that are the one that is directly next to you, there is one human that is in this pen right here. It looks very weak and emaciated.
Mm-hmm.
Across from you, there's an elf. There is a halfling, a female halfling, and there are 2 other humans in there. And you look at the humans, and the humans remind you of something because their eyes are kind of milky white and they're rolled back in their heads.
Mm-hmm.
Not unlike the ones that were chained to the wall when you guys had the encounter with the cloaker.
Right.
Oh.
So they're kind of out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But the only the elf and the 2 humans are like really just sort of catatonic. They're like zombies. The female halfling, though, you can see her pupils, and she's looking at you, and you're looking at her, and they're in like basically like sackcloth and linen right now.
All right.
But she sort of is looking around, and she looks like she's aware. But the other slaves that are in this pen here are basically just they're gone. They're vegetables.
All
but
right.
There is a halfling female that is in this, and she kind of like pushes up a little bit closer and is pointing, like at the goblin that's over here. She doesn't say anything. She says she hasn't said a word to you yet, but she is gesturing towards down the hallway here because there's another goblin that's flying a short bow. But you have initiative, so what do you want to do?
Drop my dagger, load my sling, and let fly a bullet.
Okay. Since you got a good dexterity, I'll let you do that. Go ahead and roll. You're going to get one shot with it, though.
All right. And I got a 17,
Good
and that's
enough.
without the bonus for the Sling of Seeking. So
Okay. And go ahead and roll damage. You can do that.
all right.
Lock him.
And those bullets are 4, right?
Mhm.
And so that was a 3
Mhm.
plus 2, so 5.
5. Okay, good enough.
Yeah.
That'll take this guy out. They are just goblins. And you notice that these goblins are not dressed in that black leather armor like the ones were in Marquessa's lab.
Okay.
So they are not as well armed or armored in here. Okay.
Do any of them have keys for the doors?
You can check to see the one that's with the one you killed and you backstabbed right there. Duncan will do the same. So look, he'll go and search.
Yes.
All right. Okay. While you guys are doing that, my other friends are up here. I'll give you this.
For those of you
They don't
watching
know
at
where
home-
we are, do they?
Yeah.
No.
Well, I
They
know
have
which
an
door
idea.
you went.
Yeah, the basic direction you went.
And for those of you watching at home, never split your party in D&D.
Correct.
So,
We should probably head back, actually.
We might. This is.
no, you guys do what you guys got to do. Play your characters. It's all good.
You don't know what's going on down there. So
I'm just trying to get out.
Which way you want to go? Keep going?
We'll go a little
Yes.
further north, yeah.
Okay. So the blue black smoke is getting up about your halfway up your shins at this point as you're moving through here. And again,
Worse
low
as we go
rumblings.
forward.
Every now and then there's an explosion, but it's so far off that you can just sort of feel it beneath your feet. But that's about it.
All right, so it's not getting worse as we go further north.
4. The smoke is a little bit thicker down this way, but it's still like clinging to the floor.
It's weird that there's that much smoke up north, but of course, Blodgett's not there that thinks that, so never mind.
And you haven't noticed any smoke in the slave pens area, but of course you've been focused on other things. So
Now, because they're going slower, every time we pass a door, I'm going to listen in on each door.
okay, you don't hear anything on these doors. You weren't here for that section because you came in after Rothos brought you in.
Oh, I came in during this section. But
Yeah,
we
during
did not go all the way north, though.
right. You don't hear anything at any of the doors as you're going by.
Okay.
And you're also, remember, you're hurried and you're carrying Lupo and Aldemar as well. So with that, you guys moved up. Now, Blodgett, you're up here. Again, you're sort of peering around. You do find keys on both of these goblins. You don't know exactly what they're for, which sections they open.
Mm-hmm.
But you're fairly certain that the guy was shouting at the human that is sort of cowering in the corner here.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a possibility that door will be opened with the key that he had. So,
All right. I will attempt to open it.
okay, it opens this door, no problem.
All right. And,
I presume you go in.
I'll just open it and tell him, get ready to leave because the place is on fire and we got to get out of here fast.
Okay, he looks up at you and he's kind of like, his eyes are kind of like bloodshot red, but he doesn't look catatonic like the other ones do in the room over here. So he is aware and he listens to you.
Okay.
So he just basically wants to get out, but he'll do as he's told, basically. Okay. Duncan is opening this gate right here. The only slaves that are in this pen right now, they're like completely unresponsive to anything he says, except for the female halfling that is in this pen here as well. She has yet to say anything to anybody.
Okay.
So, but she's watching you guys. She's very alert, watching you guys.
All right.
So Duncan's kind of like strangely looking at her, and he's like trying to say things to her in common, but she's not like comprehending it, I guess.
All right.
Okay.
I'll say something in halfling, and it's like, you okay, Toots?
Okay. She looks at you, and she's like looking around, like, like be careful kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she starts to gesticulate with her hands a little bit, and you get that it's thieves' can't.
Okay.
So she's saying there are more in here. Like, beware, be careful.
Okay, and I'll like sign back like goblins or unseelie things.
And she points at the dead goblins when you say that.
Understood.
Okay. And then she also points to her ears, like she does one of these, and she goes,
okay,
like that.
Understand.
Okay.
I'll motion
So
to
there are others now in each one of these pens, and damn near every one. Now you guys have only inspected a few of them, but the one across from you over here has another 2 humanoids in it, but they look like they're in a catatonic state, like the cloaker did their number on them.
Okay.
Cloakerized.
I looked at Duncan and said, let's save what we can, but the ones that are already gone in the head, there's nothing we can do for them, and this place is too up crap creek at the moment to try and hurt them out. We got to move fast, so let's just save who we can and bugger out and find the rest of our group.
Okay. So the ones that are the 3, I should say, that are in here are not going anywhere. They won't even come out the door.
Right.
The halfling comes out kind of cautiously and is like waiting right about this area right here.
Okay.
Now again, she completely has no weapons, no nothing. She's just basically in burlap.
Okay.
Okay. So you want to proceed down a little bit further?
I just if I see any other people close by, I want to try and let them out, at least open the gates where we can, but we don't have time to dink around too much because we got to get going.
Yep. There's another one down here at the far end of this. It looks like a stairwell that's up here.
Okay.
You can see what looks like a raised area, and up on this raised area, it looks like there are some chairs and some tables, as if this is like an overseer's area up here. Okay, so that's about that's about as far as you can see.
Does the goblin notice us?
Goblin does notice you, and he's drawing a bow. So
I start saying something in Goblin. No, Marquesa started the place on fire. Her lab's exploded. We gotta get the stock out of here.
So you yell out, say 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 feet. Okay, so you're trying to yell this to him.
I'm yelling in Goblin, though. Like,
yeah, you're trying to yell to it in Goblin. It's kind of, it doesn't look, it's not one of the black leather guarded ones, too. So it looks, hold on, let me roll a d20 real quick. Let's just see if you can even do this.
I rolled a 14.
All right, it stops in its tracks. Like the bow is knocked, and it looks like he's about to fire on you. And he's trying to listen to what you have to say. He drops that way. He loosens the tension on the bow and moves up this way.
Okay. I'm like, come on, Duncan, we got to be quick about this.
Okay, so in probably about every pen, there's one slave that is about aware enough to follow you. But again, they look very similar to the one that was here. They have very bloodshot eyes, and they look very emaciated and out of breath.
Okay.
They're either sort of elvish or they are human.
Okay.
And again, there's a few demi-humans. Like I said, there was the halfling. There's a dwarf in one of them, but again, even the dwarves are catatonic because you can tell that they look exactly like the ones that you saw chained to the wall in the cloakroom.
All right. I will use the appropriate language for each, since I know goblin and I know elf and I know dwarf. So, and obviously I know common. So I will tell them appropriately, follow us, keep quiet, follow us, and just play along to whatever we say. Come, quick.
Okay. You guys are doing that. These guys. Let's go back to you guys. All right. So you guys are still moving up the hallway here. 30. And there we go. There it is. And it dead ends right here. And again, the doors on the very end of this hallway, this one is a solid black, as this one is also a solid black. And Lupo's right here. The smoke is starting to fill this hallway a bit more, but you're still above it. And yes, you are here. Okay, Gray, what do you want to do? You sort of reach the end of your line here.
Oh shit! Left or right? I call upon Palor to guide me. What do I get a sense of, or should I just roll the dice and see which way I want to turn?
Well, you can decide which way you want to go. You're kind of in a rush right now.
I'm going to trust my intuition, which is going to be to go left.
To here? Okay.
Yep.
On this side.
By intuition, I mean the random roll of the dice that is going to stand in for Palor's guidance. Hopefully he doesn't want to kill me right now.
Okay. So this is a room you've already explored before. This is looks like a quarters of some sorts.
Oh fuck.
And it was a room where you guys discovered the human mercenaries, let's just say, who or could not be werewolves.
Do I remember? No. That might have been
this area right here.
After.
Okay, so presume you're hanging on with Lupo, dragging Lupo as you go. Grot, what do you want to do?
Grot, listen to that other door.
Okay, you don't hear anything on the opposite side of that door. Aldemar, roll me a d20. Give it to me this time. We can do it. You can do it. I hope you can do it. You have to beat. Oh, you can definitely do it this time. So you're rolling against what I'm rolling. So
I rolled a 1.
God damn it. All you have to do is beat a fucking 7. What's wrong with you? Hold on. All right.
Say my name.
No, not there. Sorry.
She's not a Christian.
Cheetos.
Hallelujah.
Nope, nothing for you. In fact, this is all you hear.
Hello, no.
Yes, you see Gray go this way, and Grot is listening at this door. What do you want to do?
Well, it's a dead end. I look behind me and I notice the others are not with us now.
Uh-huh.
And is the smoke getting worse from the ground?
It's getting thicker and it's raising up. It's about your knee. Well, you're a half elf. It's about your knees right now. Yeah. It is seeping up, but it's not billowing in like it was in the other place. So it's definitely filling, but it's that same blue-black smoke that you were being pushed away from before.
I think we're forced to go the other way, guys.
Great, agree. Let's go back and find others.
Gray, you're in here. What do you want to do?
Shit. When I hear like them going the other way, I'm gonna just follow with them.
All right. So DS, you want to run the other way? What do you want to do? Just walk casual?
Yeah, I'm wondering where.
Like to go at a medium pace.
we're gonna move as a group as quickly as we can back the way we came to find Blodgett and Duncan.
Well, I guess I'm probably faster since I'm not carrying anybody.
You are actually faster if you want to keep going.
Yeah, I'll just keep going then.
And Aldemar, you are being carried, so you can go down this far. Grot, go back this way. Gray, I presume you're following? Or what do you want to do?
Yes.
He is, yeah.
You do? Okay. All right. Great. As you're exiting that room, you notice that there's a lot of hair on the floor. Looks like could be dog hair or wolf hair. No, it's not pubic hair. Looks like animal fur of some sorts.
Oh boy.
And let's see.
Did I even see that through this? Well, oh boy.
that
I don't think that's the biggest concern at this particular moment. But you wouldn't have pointed it out if it wasn't. I mentioned something to Gray. Your badger shedding?
Gray, you're talking to yourself?
Grot. I asked Grot if his badger is shedding.
If Benjamin is shedding, it would be in my backpack.
Yes.
Not on the floor.
Because there's hair on the floor.
Well, let's keep moving and ignore hair.
All right.
Fuck hair.
The badger pops out of the backpack and looks at you and shakes his head.
Benny say he not shitting.
Okay, so you guys are moving back down the hallway. Let's go back to Duncan and Blodgett. Blodgett, what are you doing? Duncan seems to be, he's trying to he's freeing the slaves. Let my people go. Okay, so Blodgett, you're right up here.
Yeah.
You're opening, your key happens to work on all these doors on this side at least. That you can know of.
All right.
Duncan at one point hurries his happy ass into this one right here.
Uh-huh.
And apparently he's recognized at least one or two of the slaves that are in here.
Okay, I will ask him, are those some of the people we were looking for?
He's got his arms around one female slave that's in here.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest there is he's got a very slightly built human female, dark hair, very emaciated, very dehydrated. Seems to be talking to her, does in a low whisper kind of thing. And she's pointing to some of the other slaves that are in there that are catatonic, and he's kind of walking her out. And there's one other human that is with him that he happens to know is human male. Okay. So he seems to know this female, and he explains to you that this is Lady Morwen Elisar.
Okay.
And that was the noble woman that he was sent to find.
Right. So I would say Noble has joined us, so you can let him.
Noble, there you go. Okay, well, then I will return control over to Noble now.
Yeah. I have no idea what's going on, other than I got excited that I got to grab the lady.
You got the chick, man. You get the girl. The girl.
You and I both got chicks. I got a female halfling. You got her. We're like winning, Noble.
Love it.
Extra experience points awarded to Blood. Human females, number appearing 0. Okay, so Duncan, you happen to have found Morwen Elisar in this in very bad state, but your whole mission on this whole thing was to find her and bring her out alive, bring her back alive. So you found them. The other human that's with her is some sort of like servant or vassal that she had with her as well, who's in a pretty bad state himself. The rest of the slaves that are in this pen here are unsavable. They've been cloaked.
Okay.
Localized. Blodgett, you managed to get. Do you want to continue all the way down?
Yeah. As quick as we can.
Okay. As you're going down here, you notice that this observation post up here, the stairs raise about 20 feet, and then it's like a raised kind of area. Mm-hmm. And it looks like there was some sort of feasting or something that was going on here. Now, across from you also, you see another, what looks like another goblin that's over here, looks kind of confused. This one right here has joined his friend and is talking to him, and it looks like they're kind of panicked.
All right.
from what you can see through the gates that are on this side over here.
Are they close enough that they can hear me if I say something to them
You
in
shouted,
Goblin?
if you shouted to them, they probably could. But
All right.
you also notice that there are what look like cots of some sorts.
Okay.
Right here, and they look like they're kind of messy, like cheap cots that are over here.
Mm-hmm.
It looks as if there are some papers of some kind that are on these desks, and there looks like there's tankards of some sorts that were up there as well.
All right.
But there's nothing. There's no one else is up there.
Okay.
And you're now looking through the gates, and you notice that there are 2 more goblins on this side.
Okay.
And they are calling to their buddies, saying, "Let's get out of here," kind of thing. Basically, they're motioning that they're going to get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now you start hearing explosions and the flagstones beneath you. Although there's no black smoke coming through, you do feel the rumblings of like earthquakes or something's moving beneath you right now.
I will yell at them in Goblin. Marquesa, she blew up her lab. Her experiments are out of control. All in Goblin. Get out, quick. Run out as fast as you can. We'll save what product we can and join you.
Okay. They kind of look at you a little bit confused, but they look at each other, then nod, and then they start moving this way.
Okay. I look over at Duncan. It's like, if nothing else, maybe they'll know the quickest way out of here. Maybe we can follow them, although I don't know what we're going to do with the rest of our group.
That's a good idea, though.
So anyways, they're going that way.
Okay.
And that's where you guys are. Let's move back over here. Yes, you make it to the corner over here. Grot, you're down this way with Benny. And Eldamar, you're down here with him. Eldamar, roll me another d20, please.
1 ping only.
Come on now. You got to beat. Let's see. You got to beat.
one job.
Oh, man. You're never going to beat it.
What do we got to beat?
No, roll it. I'll tell you when you roll it.
17.
17. That'll beat it. There you go. Good boy. You have control over your body and you wake up in a cold sweat. You are being dragged by Grot, or you're actually kind of slung over his shoulder. And Grot, you feel Aldemar kind of pound on your back, like, "Hey, put me down," kind of thing.
All right.
Aldemar, you come back with 4 hit points total. So you are at 4 hit points. And the ring, your soul ring that was on your ring, feels very, very heavy. Like you're carrying a very heavy weight on your, I guess your left hand is where you would be holding it. But you can now stand on your feet and you can now act. You managed to defeat Sero. Wait, I should have had Rob come in and let you guys roll off together and see who wins.
Right. That would have been good.
So Grot, I presume you put Aldemar down on his feet.
I set Aldemar down on his feet, make sure he's steady, and then tell him to continue following.
So, Aldemar, you are still in a very weakened state. So anytime you take actions, you're gonna have to make a Constitution check before you do. It's like summoning sickness. You've been brought back from the dead, essentially, but by the soul ring that you have, and you just happen to be able to beat Sero and I don't know, mental gymnastics. DS, you're at the corner here. What do you want to do?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna open the door. How's the smoke right now?
Okay, sure the smoke, as you get down closer here, it is very, very thick. It's billowing out of this door. If you open the door, you're probably going to let a lot of it in.
Okay.
And by the way, as you get closer to this door, the explosions and the shuddering of the actual flagstones is starting to become way more violent as you get closer to the door.
I think we should make a run for it, guys.
All right, Gray, you hear Dia saying he wants to make a run for it.
Let's do it.
Which direction?
Gray?
Whichever way you guys are going, that's the way I'm going.
Way I saw Bludget, which is southwest.
This is the way.
All right, we'll follow Bludget's.
Okay, Aldemar, what do you want to do? You're in control of your man now.
Do not roll for perception.
I don't got time for that.
I got. You said 6 health points, right?
Yeah, 4 hit points.
4. Okay.
You're in a weakened state. Be very, very careful. I would be very
shot
careful.
in the tunes and you're down.
I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna observe.
All right.
What?
Grot, what do you want to do?
I'm pushing past Aldemar and going.
Okay.
Yes. Let's go this way, Aldemar.
All right, I'll follow after him.
Okay. Oh, will you now?
Brett, done talking.
Okay.
I carried your dumb ass all over the place, and if you want to stay here,
I'm gonna say him staying there doing nothing. Is that not rolling
That's
for
wrong.
perception?
That's pretty
which is
much
exactly
rolling
what I
for
said not to do.
I'm attacking the darkness.
Okay, DS, you have the door. Just like pulling on the door is enough to allow like a lot of smoke to blow in. So you know that you're not gonna be able to see jack shit when you open this door.
But I do know the direction, right?
Yeah, your elfish sense of direction is impeccable.
Okay. You know what? Let's do it. I'm gonna hold my breath and sprint southwest.
Yeah. So you guys notice Diaz is looking at you. He holds his breath, opens the door, and when he opens the door, this thick blue black smoke just billows into this the chamber that you're in right now. And it essentially fills fills up into the hallway where you guys are at.
Grab the belt of the guy in front of you.
DS, roll me a D12, please.
Now. Okay, so 8.
8. Oh, son of a bitch! You actually ran the right way.
Okay, nice.
Okay. Gray, roll me a D8, Gray.
D8.
Mm-hmm.
6.
You wander a little bit this way. Grot,
yep.
You make it to the door. Now roll me a D12, Grot.
A D12? All right, let me find it. It's cool to roll a D12.
Mm-hmm.
3.
You kind of bump into Gray when you go over this way.
All right.
Aldemar, you're right here. You managed to make it to the door because you still have your sort of ranger senses, but now I need you to also roll me a D12. Assuming you have a D12. Do you have a D12? You have a D12. Do you have a 12-sided dice, TJ? Roll that 12-sided dice or I will roll it for you.
And turn on your microphone.
And unmute yourself.
Sorry. I rolled a 7.
A 7. That'll put you right about where Benny is. So let's put you over here. So you managed to push yourself right about there. Benny like kind of snaps at you from out of the darkness, but you can't really see where you're going at this point. So you guys are kind of fumbling around. It is very thick smoke in here. Now then, Blodgett, you're here. Duncan, you're right there. Let's go Blodgett first. What do you want to do?
I guess up and around since I've unlocked all the cages on this side.
There are about, let's see, there's at least one per. So you've got about 5 guys, 6 guys, 6 slaves that you have freed that are healthy enough to even like walk out of here, run out of this place.
Okay.
All right. All right. What do you want to do, Blodgett? What do you want? They're kind of waiting for you to tell them what to do.
I'm like, let's go up and around and to follow after where the goblins went to try to get out of here. But while we're up on that raised platform, do a quick check to see if there are any weapons lying about, like daggers or short swords.
Okay, so you want to go up here is what you want to do, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going up there. As you go up there, you also notice this. They're headed for this lower door over here.
Okay.
And you see that, and again, there's lanterns, so it's actually a very well lit area here. Some of these chambers are empty. The rest of them pretty much have nothing but catatonic slaves that were in here.
Okay.
And as you're running by this place over here, You notice that there's some sort of like, looks like a carved statue of some sorts that's in the middle of this.
Okay.
And you don't notice any slaves that are actually in this chamber right here.
Okay.
But there was some kind of like, looks like a hand carved statue out of like rock or something like that. It's kind of a black rock.
Okay.
So you're going up here and you're going to search the area.
I
up here?
am, but that statue would have caught my eye and my curiosity. So I'd probably ask the female halfling if she knows anything about that chamber or the statue.
The female halfling. Oh, okay. She doesn't tell you anything. Like she doesn't speak anything. She's kind of like coming up and trying to help the two humans that Duncan has, sort of like he's carrying right now. But she's signing to you in Thieves' Cant. She doesn't know what it is, but she kind of signals to you like it's like bad magic.
Okay. I'm real curious, but I don't know that we've got time to investigate, which is terrible because my halfling curiosity really wants to look at it. But it's like, okay. Then let me run up and, like I said, see if I can find some daggers or short swords or something I can give those people that they can kind of conceal on them in case they need it.
Okay, so you look in the beds and you're looking under these beds and everything that are up here. These are actually slaves' cots up here.
Oh, okay.
They're kind of soiled. They're not very well. They're unkempt. Let's just say.
Okay.
Let me let's see if I can read this to you real quick.
Although there might have been weapons on those dead goblins, right? That we could have.
Oh yeah. There's definitely the short swords on the dead goblins.
Okay, then definitely let's.
You managed to kill 3 of them, so there's 3 short swords you could probably pick up from those.
Okay.
If they needed to have an ability to defend themselves.
All right.
28. All right. Let's. Okay. In the on the table there.
Where all the papers were.
There is, and they've been drinking. There's papers that are hanging. They're on the tables. They look like they're bill of sales, or they're in some ways they're sort of like documents. Again, you find where the name. There's a list of names.
Yeah.
Of the more important slaves. Morwen Elisar, of course, is on that one.
Okay.
Let's see. There's a set of keys on them as well. But they're most likely these chambers. Let's see. They've been drinking wine from a cask, so that's been there was an open cask of wine is up there on the table as well, a small cask. Okay. And let's see. And okay. And then also on the table there is how many of them? There are 8 gems on the table right now.
All right.
Okay, and they look as if they were, being used for barter of some sorts, but the way that the chairs are arranged, it looks like somebody left this place in a hurry.
Okay. I will pocket the gems. I will grab the papers to give to Duncan, since those are possibly important to his mission, which brought him here to begin with. And I will suggest that everyone who's on their feet have a small drink of wine just to
drink the cask with you. Okay, so
well, just to take a quick drink, and just because I know they haven't had anything. And then I recommend anyone who can handle a short sword to take one of the 3 we've got, including I'll ask the female halfling if she knows how to use it.
She knows how. She's picked up a short sword already. She knows what to do with it.
All right.
But she hasn't said anything to you. She's only used sign language, I guess, in Thieves' Cant language with you up to this point. Duncan, Morwen Elisar explains to you that the overseers, the human overseers, left this place in a hurry. They didn't know what was going on. Some kind of battle or some kind of fight was going on. But they were locked up in the cage, so they couldn't really tell what was happening. But she says she explains to you, Blodgett and Duncan, that they left here in a hurry. They're thinking something must have happened. Something must have happened elsewhere. And then again, you can also feel explosions and like rumbling under your feet at the same time.
All right. Do they have any idea what the best way out of here is?
Yeah, which way the humans went.
She only knows the way that they had come in, and she could certainly point in the right direction. Anyhow.
Okay.
Well, we can start with that.
Yep, that's as good as anything else.
Okay. All right. DS, you managed to find your way to the corner. Aldemar, you find your way to the corner. Grot, you and Benny find your way to the corner, and Gray and Lupo find their way to the corner. And again, remember, you're carrying Lupo. So now, DS, you see this, and you see what looks like goblins running. Excuse me. Where'd he go? There he is. You see goblins coming out of this door down here. And again, you're only seeing them with your infravision because there's a haze of blue-black smoke that is obscuring these guys, and they are just in an all-fired hurry running down this way.
So not a purple haze, but a blue-black haze.
Blue-black haze, yes, of course.
My two favorite colors in combination.
Okay. And then this goblin's already out. And they are running down this way, down here. Yes. So you see them kind of bust out this door, and they're running down this hallway. What do you want to do?
I would probably just follow them because I would think that they know how to get out of here.
Okay. You move back to about here, and you notice this door is open. And you see a congregation of about 8 humans and a few elves. And Blodgett and Duncan are down here, and Duncan has a woman in his arms kind of helping her along. And Blodgett is right here with another female halfling.
Welcome to the party, pal!
They took Aaron Clary's course on how to get to girls. So you see them coming out. So it looks like this is some sort of slave pen in this way. Aldemar, you make it to the corner here, and you also see all this going on. So what do you want to do?
Run.
Grot, what do you want to do?
Running towards the slave pen area, I guess.
Okay.
Do we? All right, is Blodgett coming out the door?
Blodgett and Duncan are here. Blodgett has a female halfling with him that's in a burlap sack.
What did Grot say? What hell going on? We leave you for a few minutes and you got women?
Duncan is.
Well, yeah. Once we lost you losers, we didn't have you holding us back.
Duncan's helping along what looks like a human female.
Piece of shit friends.
Yeah.
So the other slaves that are with them are sort of lingering around in this area here.
Right. Any half-orc females for Grant?
No, there are no half. I apologize.
Come on, man.
But I will point to the lady, and it's like, look, we found the lady we were looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, Elisar. Duncan found her.
That his quest. What? No, are these? What are they?
They were goblins.
They were the goblins
down that way.
Oh, okay.
Logic convinced them to run.
Yeah, I BS the hell out of them.
Which way we go?
All right, so Morwen LSR points down towards where the goblins are running. That's the way that they were brought in.
Yeah, and I tell them, it's like, yeah, we told them that Marquesa blew up the lab and stuff, and the whole place was going up in smoke, and we had to get out as quick as we can. So
speaking of
they
smoke,
should be running toward the exit.
Billowing from behind Grot and right now.
All right, let Grot move ahead and go down hallway.
Yeah, let's move quick.
Okay.
Keep the people in the middle and keep them safe.
DS, I presume you're going to.
Okay. Following everybody else.
Okay. And let's just grab all you guys together.
Brad, Benny, and Gray. That's funny.
All right. Let's see. Blodgett, you're actually the fastest, so let's push you down.
Whoever was typing as we were moving, it was like footsteps.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I have a feeling it's that bloody half elf.
All right.
Kill him.
Blodgett, as you get down this way, you see a
Y intersection.
break in the hall. There's a door here, and there is a passage that goes this way, and then the main passage keeps going on down that way. So,
do I still hear fighting down the one side, or
no, you can't hear it.
Running down the other?
It's hard to hear it over the rumbling, and you don't. If it was happening, you wouldn't know it was there.
Okay. Can I see any indications as far as footprints, or is it pretty well traveled?
It's pretty well traveled on both sides or both ends there.
Okay.
And you can't really tell which way the goblins went, but it's a possibility Aldemar might be able to at least look for foot traffic.
I will suggest he try, and I'm also trying to detect if I can sense like fresh air coming from one direction or the other. Since the smoke's
roll me a d20, and Aldemar, roll me a d20 as well.
I rolled a 10.
Okay.
Roll the 14.
14. Aldemar, you can't really discern whether there's just a lot of traffic in both directions actually. So, and then Blodgett, you don't really smell anything.
Okay. No sign of the air moving better one way or the other or anything from the smoke?
No, but you can see that this kind of goes down to a door that's down this way. And Aldemar can see that the passage extends a little bit further, and there's a door on that side as well.
Well, this door is furthest away from the explosions and stuff, so I'll run down to it and give it a quick listen and check it out real quick and give it a peek if I'm confident it's not going to blow up in my face.
Okay. The rumblings are lessened that way.
Okay.
So they're definitely coming from the eastern side of this.
Head west.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Aldemar, you do not see any tracks or anything from where you're at. DS, roll me a d6.
Sure.
You're typing like a madman.
2.
You don't detect any secret doors or anything, although you do detect a slight, let's say, declination. You're at a decline right now, so it's just a slightly downhill from where you're at. So you're kind of getting that sense. Nobody else. And then Grat coughs, and everybody in the dungeon knows he's there.
That's right.
Duncan, what do you want to do, Noble? You're helping your friends.
I am going to trust Blodgett's intuition and follow him down that corridor.
Okay. So, do you want to leave her at the corner, or
no? I'm keeping her with me. I mean, I'm not. Okay. This is who I came to get. So,
all right, I'll put you right about there. Gray, what do you want to do? Let's put Lupo with Gray. Gray, what do you want to do?
You're muted, Drew.
I got him.
Back up again.
I didn't mute him. He was pounding on the keyboard like a madman.
Oh, sorry. Update stuff. I'm still following everybody, but how much time does Lupo have left?
You've been at it for about an hour, so he's got some time. You got 5 hours left. Plenty of time, right?
Long live Lupo.
Oh.
Fuck. All right. Oh boy.
Duncan, don't forget you're carrying Lupo's pack still too.
I'm kind of responsible.
Grot, what do you want to do?
I'm following that western path that Blodgett took.
Okay.
Benny and I will be moving forward.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Blodgett, you get to this door. It doesn't appear locked. It's a very finely made door. It's also of that same black material that you saw at like the Ogre Mage's area. It's much more ornate, let's just say.
Okay.
It is not locked, and you have not found any traps. As far as listening to it, which I presume you do.
Yes, I do.
You don't hear. Well, actually, roll me a d20 first.
All right.
Anything.
And I rolled a 16.
6. Okay. You don't really hear anything out of the ordinary. There's no heavy breathing or anything like that.
All right.
Sorry, I dropped a die.
Oh, okay, no problem. I thought you were going after your dog or something.
No, I dropped a die over
I
there.
figured Ned was playing.
It fell over. Yeah. Okay. So,
all right. I will open it slowly and peer in and see if I see anybody.
all right. There is a null on the other side of this door,
Okay.
Oh, that's what you meant.
but they have not seen you just
Okay.
yet. Their attention seems to be elsewhere.
All right.
And they are focusing on themselves on the opposite end of the room, but they are rather large humanoids. So
Great.
there are two gnolls in this. They looked as if they are guards of some sorts. Have armor on.
Okay.
And you can see that the weapons they're carrying look like flails of some sort.
I hope they're not Flynn bars. All right. I will slowly and gently close the door and back up. And it's like, there are no's there. We don't want to go that way. We don't want to go that way. Let's try moving out the other way. It looks like it's just a room anyway, not an exit.
Grat Strange, you okay with that?
Okay. I'm sure there's something really cool and important in there, but we're in no condition to do that right now, and especially not with baggage. So
Grat agree.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't forget you have probably about a dozen slaves that are behind you.
You could send the slaves in first to soften the blow.
There you go.
I like that idea, but let's try another way first.
And what alignment are you again, Drew?
Lawful good, but
Uh-huh.
these slaves are not Palor worshippers, so
You don't know that. Maybe not the elves and the dwarves, but the humans may well.
I sense it. We send
And they
the
may be
heathens
first
in.
converts after we save them.
Said before or after you set fire to their swimsuit area?
Yeah.
Only orcs and other monsters.
Aldemar, what do you want to do, TJ?
Run.
Run. Okay.
What?
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's a good plan.
Running on empty.
Run away. Run away.
Remember, you've got like 4 hit points left.
Okay, when you run, you kind of stop right about here because the passageway gets a lot rougher. And there is a torch in a bracket on this side of the wall, and it doesn't look as if it's like the flagstone's been sort of destroyed and like ripped up right here. So it's getting a little rough hewn. It's almost like it's not work stone anymore from where you're at. Roll me D20, Aldemar.
Trip and fall and kill yourself.
10.
10. Pray for a good roll. Oh, okay. You faintly smell what smells like salt air coming from down the passage.
That might be a good sign.
Yes.
And it doesn't smell bad. It smells
fresh,
usually pleasant to you. All right, Diaz, you're right here. What are you going to do? You see Aldemar runs down and stops about 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 feet ahead of you.
You said we're at a steep decline, like going down.
It's about a 15% grade, let's just say. 12% grade.
Okay. Guess I'm going to follow, but I'm not going to run down that way. I'm going to take my time.
Is this okay? Where do you want to go?
Yeah, that's fine.
Grot, you're here. What do you want to do?
I will follow as close to where Aldemar is as I can, and I'll move very quickly.
Won't be a problem. Duncan, what do you want to do? Remember, you've got two people in tow with you as well, and you're encumbered with the bag that Lupo was holding.
Well, I'm going to follow more slowly.
Okay. Blodgett, I take it you're going the same way?
That is correct, and I'm asking the female halfling if she can keep up with me. All right.
She already has been. She's been kind of sticking with you because she don't want to die.
Okay. I'm just making sure she's good.
Okay. And Gray, what's the semi-coherent slaves that are behind you are just kind kind of grabbing onto your robes and everything to to guide them out of the. They know you're a holy man, basically, and so they're like kind of following you out.
All right. I just do my best to keep putting one foot in front of the other and not dropping Lupo.
Okay. Aldemar, you got point. What do you want to do? You're here, and you can also tell that there's a bit of a decline, like a downhill grade here.
Yeah, I'll say that.
Okay.
Also, give words of encouragement to the slaves.
Okay.
Guys, here's words of encouragement.
It makes me strangely feel better. Okay, Aldemar, what do you want to do? You notice this. You see there is a torch bracket here. There, the passage bends this way, or keep
I'm going to go grab it.
Going straight. Where do you want to go?
I'm going to go grab the torch.
Okay. Can pull it out. As you go down to pull the torch, you notice that there are broken weapons laying around you. You see some shattered shields, but they look like smallest shields, like they're goblin-made shields and goblin-made weapons that have been broken, or there's a few that are just kind of scattered around. You also notice there are 2 or 3, 4 goblins that are dead, laying in the ground here that you didn't see before as you pull the torch out.
I'm going to pull my sword out.
Okay, so you have a torch and your sword in hand.
Right.
And let's see, where do we go? So you'll notice here that there is what looks like some iron bars or a gate, maybe looks like a portcullis that goes this way, and it is down. And then this area, this passage keeps going this way, and you notice that there is another torch in the wall over this way. And roll me a d20.
Me?
Yeah, you.
All right.
The other Aldemar.
Yeah, you.
15.
What'd you get? 16?
Yep.
Is that what you said? Okay. All right. So from this direction, where to go? This direction down here, you smell what smells like more like salt air, like the ocean, something coming billowing in this way. And this way, you smell what smells like maybe like dog or animal from this end over here.
Stay away from that end.
It smells very similar to like a wolf or the dogs or whatever that you've already encountered. So you already have a familiarity with the scent. So this portcullis here is down. And then this this passage continues. And by the way, the salt air is coming from down this area right here. So
where the torches are.
That's where you're at. Grot, what do you want to do?
Follow the Aldemar and the torches.
Okay. So you catch up with Aldemar. You also see the portcullis here. Grot, roll me a d20 while I move everybody else down.
Should we grab the torches along the way? That way we darken the passage in case someone tries to follow us.
Oh, that's good. But don't goblins have infravision?
They do.
16.
And don't forget, you also have a dozen slaves behind you. Great.
Yeah.
16.
Yes.
16. Grot, you hear what sounds like...
Whoa.
Yes.
I tell whoever...
Stop interrupting Grot.
Last person in line, last slave in line, grab a torch and pass it forward every time you grab another torch. Okay. So we leave no light behind us.
All right. So the last guy has pulled one of the torches from, well, actually, I should say it's actually an oil lantern from the side of the passageway.
Perfect.
And then Aldemar has a torch, and you could still use Lupo's bullseye lantern, which Duncan still has, but you'd have to light it. And Duncan kind of has his hand full right now. Grot, yes. You hear what sounds like maybe kind of a growling from this direction up here.
How's Benny reacting?
A little fidgety when he hears it.
All right. Grat say off to left with portcullis bar stuff is growling. I suggest we ignore that and keep moving towards outside air.
All right. Aldemar, what do you want to do?
I'm going to keep going.
You got point.
Yep. Keep heading for the Thunder Cliffs.
Check for tracks, too.
Okay. Right, so you can see there's another torch that is right there. Now, as you're going through here, Aldemar, you also see more dead. You're seeing dead goblins. Now you're also seeing a hobgoblin that is laying dead in the ground, and the ground beneath you is starting to get a bit more sandy. And so it's hard to like make out tracks or anything, but there's definitely there was a battle or there was some sort of combat that happened in here. There's one more torch that's right there. You've got one in your hand from before. This is already gone.
Okay.
So you make it down this far. Again, the smell of salt air is much stronger coming from this end over here.
I would suggest the slaves grab weapons as we go past the battle, at least anything that's still intact, any weapon or piece of armor or whatever. That
cheap shit, yeah, whatever they can grab.
Yeah.
You're right here. What do you want to do?
I'll continue moving forward because I probably have the most hit points out of already.
Okay, Diaz.
The goblins that are on the ground, do we recognize them as the ones that were fleeing earlier?
Some of them look as if they could have been. Not the ones you saw running, because you wouldn't be able to tell. Blodgett couldn't. Well, actually, Blodgett would be able to tell. But there are goblins laying in the dirt that have the black armor on, and then there's some that don't.
Okay.
There's a clear distinction between those two.
Yeah, gonna follow Grap then.
Okay. And Duncan.
I'm heading for the salty air.
Okay.
I have a quick question. These bodies, how long have they been
They're
here,
freshly dead. They were killed within the last hour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll tell Grot that, yeah, these are the ones I heard fighting earlier.
Oh, okay. Well, garbage took itself out.
No, Blodgett, to tell him that, you would have to be this close. So
yes, I would. I would indeed.
Okay. Gray, the slaves are following you, and they're picking up weapons as far as they can. Blodgett, by the way, the female halfling that is right behind you, she's only used sign language with you. She has yet to say a word to you, but she is sticking close, and she like looking around, and she knows thieves can't. So.
Right. So that's how I've been communicating with her. So.
Okay, Aldemar, you're at point still. I presume you guys are going to ignore the portcullis right there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, Aldemar, moving along.
Keep going.
There's a torch here that you can pass to the slaves if that's what you wish to do. I'm going to move you down just a little bit. The ground's kind of broken up and it's a little bit rough here, so there's another torch in the wall.
Aldemar said he'd be right back. Just continue moving him down.
All right. You notice that Aldemar kind of stops in his tracks right about here, and he's looking at something along the wall. Looks like a figure, a dead body of some sorts.
All right, I'll move forward and see what he's looking at.
Okay, he's looking at the dead body of a gnoll. And you know what they are. Aldemar knows what they are. Some of the humans might not know what a gnoll is, but you guys are most definitely familiar with gnolls. And they are part of the old order. They're part of the old world. And C1 is kind of a rarity for you. You know what they are, and so does he because he's a ranger. But they're kind of a rarity to see.
How did it die?
It took multiple. It looks like axe hits of some sorts, but it was no goblin that killed this. You know that.
All right. So the gnolls are pretty tall, taller than I am. Where did the axe grab?
Cleaved across the collarbone and then one to the head. It's definitely dead.
So what I'm trying to ascertain is whatever killed him was fairly large.
It would have had to been, and even Aldemar is like, yeah, about that.
Yep. So all right, good to know.
When I get up there, it's like, oh, these are the things I saw in the room back there.
What are these?
Diaz,
those were alive. The
Let's
ones
get
down
the F
that
out of
little
here.
hallway.
Brett said, "Let's keep moving. Fresh air."
Diaz, you see them looking over the body of a dead gnoll that's like right in this little alcove right about here. Okay. Anything you want to add to the conversation?
No, not really.
Okay, Blodgett, I'm just going to catch you up here. Aldemar, is TJ back yet?
Not yet. No.
Okay.
I was assuming.
I'm
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Aldemar, you just found the body of a dead knoll that is laying in the alcove here, and it wasn't no goblin that killed it.
Whatever killed it was fairly large, judging from the axe hits like above its stomach.
So I'm going to push you down. There's another torch here. If you want to grab it,
I'll take it.
you have one in your hand already. So if somebody behind you wants to take it, they can.
Grat will take it and throw it on the ground.
Did the knoll have anything interesting on its pockets before we?
Oh, you want to filch it?
Yeah.
Do what you're designed to do.
The body was already looted before you got there, and you know because you're a thief and you know those things. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow.
All right, Grat, you're here. I'm pushing down like so. While I'm doing this, Aldemar, do you want to do anything special?
No.
No. Okay. All right, moving along. You're still seeing dead. Now you're seeing more. By the way, you see goblins and hobgoblins. You haven't seen another knoll just yet. I'm just going to move you down this way. And the cave opens out a little bit larger right to this end here. And Aldemar, this is what you see in the torchlight right now.
Wider cave.
Gotcha.
It's like a largish cave.
So sandy floor, right?
And it's sandy floor, but there's also like debris and broken rocks and everything. But there is a very large amount of goblins and hobgoblins that are laying dead in this area, as if there was some sort of combat that had happened here. There is also the body of one other knoll in this area.
I am going to prepare to cast Bless on the party at the first sign.
They already have the blessing that you put on them, although it's probably worn off at this point.
It has, yeah.
Yeah.
Grat's looking to see any kind of tide line.
I have
you hear
the other spells that I had before were Bless, Cure Wounds, and Protection from Evil. So
Great. Stop interrupting Grat.
You got it. Don't worry. We're gonna come back to you as you move along. Grat, you hear what sounds like tide.
But I don't see a tide line, right?
Crashing of the ocean of some sorts.
Right.
Aldemar, and then by the way, as soon as you get to this open area, it really smells like you're at the beach, like it's open sea air kind of thing.
Everybody's surfing.
And this goes right to here.
So basically, we're at Drew's house.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Wish I was that close.
Very large cavern here. There a big battle occurred in this this chamber right here, this cave-ish area here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you're starting to see a little bit of light, natural light coming from down in this area down here. So there was something that happened in this area. You see a few dead gnolls. Now you're seeing like 2 dead gnolls. There's dozens of dead goblins. There's a few dead hobgoblins. And you also notice, Grot, you notice one of the humans that was guiding you to the laboratory is laying dead in the pile of bodies that are here as well.
I'm going to go over to it and kick it.
I'm gonna say it's a werewolf. You might want to cut off its head or something. Those things can regenerate, I think.
Gnolls?
No, the werewolf, the human.
The werewolf.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shit.
I don't normally do this, but thank you, Iron Frame, for the $4.99 chat.
Yes, I know what they're talking about. Thank you, Iron Frame.
Thank you.
I'll get over there when I have interest to actually care about that shit.
Right.
And then so this opens out even further, like so. It's a very large chamber. Opens out here.
I'm gonna set fire now. Should probably just stab the werewolf further.
Yeah. So this is right there. Okay. So this is about as far as you can see. There's a little bit of natural light coming from this end over here. So this area right here there's definitely some kind of battle that was going on through here. And all right, so it opens into a large natural cavern. In the southeast corner of this cavern are a number of what look like black-skinned elves that are laying dead in the ground.
Oh shit!
In this area over here, where'd it go?
Damn!
Holy crap!
There's like a bunch of shit down here. Like they were all fighting.
Yes. So there was some kind of ass battle that was going on in here. I'll just give you the whole thing.
Gee, I wonder if they were selling the slaves to the drow.
So the black elves are laying dead over here. Okay.
Which way?
There's also what looks like the body of a merchant that is in with the dark elves, the black elves that are over on that side there as well.
A human?
You can't tell from where you're at right now.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, let's see.
Can you pull back, Roland, so we can see everything?
There you go.
All right, cool. Thanks. All right, so we're coming on this large sandy cavern, and we can actually hear the ocean now.
Yeah, you can. It echoes in this. It echoes in this chamber.
Can we tell which direction that? I guess we can't.
You know that you just know it's coming from the south.
All right.
It could be one or both of those passages.
Gotcha.
You notice that there's a good pile of bodies that are down here, but again, you can't really tell from where your vantage point is right now.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, they left the boat behind.
Well, nothing else. We can walk along the beach and try and head back to in the direction of civilization.
Yeah.
Lamar, what do you want to do?
Keep going.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Gonna follow that torch.
I'll put you right about there. Grot, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna, after I kick that werewolf thing, I'll head towards the center of the chamber and look around and see if anything else is out of place to Grot's fighter sense.
The only thing that looks strange is the drow the dead drow being over here, and DS is the one who knows what they are.
I don't think I've seen one before, have I?
No.
Okay.
Only DS knows that they're dark elves.
Might the badger sniff anything out that might still be lurking around here?
I usually get a sense on what he's doing if he's squirming around and there's something coming around, but he seems to be pretty docile.
Yeah.
With the corpses lying around, do I notice the black leather on like the hobgoblins or the gnoll?
Only on a few of the hobgoblins are in it, but the goblins tend to have most of it on there.
Okay. And what about the drow, since we're getting closer? Are they wearing that leather?
Okay, so the drow are down in this area over here. So let's push you over there. And then this.
I would go investigate the corpses too.
Okay.
See if they look like they've been picked over yet.
Doesn't look like they have been, Blodgett. However, the merchant that is scattered amongst them seems to be wearing some kind of chainmail armor. He is a human, though. The merchant is a human. And there are 7 dead bodies of drow that are right there. They seem to have come from this cave, but you notice that this cave has caved in.
Okay.
And there's black smoke that is starting to like billow around the rubble of the blocks that have caved in right here.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, and you picking over, the only thing that the merchant has is it looks like he's got some form of magical chainmail that he's wearing. He has a mace as well that could possibly, it looks like a very finely made mace.
Okay.
And let's see.
I'll take that and show it to Duncan because it might be something he could use to smash things.
Mm-hmm.
The mace. And does the chain look to be halfling size, or is the merchant pretty good?
No, it's definitely a human-sized one, but he looks like he took hits to the head, so he is definitely down and dead. And the drow have like elvish weapons that are with them, but
elvish weapon.
DS knows that if you expose them to sunlight, they'll just disintegrate.
Right. Okay. I will take the chain, and maybe Duncan or Gray or someone can make use of it if it's better than the armor they've got.
The chainmail is a very finely made chainmail. Definitely, DS sees that it has a magical dwemer to it, so it is a magical chainmail. The mace itself is also magic. He does not know exactly what the advantages are, like pluses or minuses or whatever. And let's see.
I got banded mail. I'm good, but I'll take the mace if nobody else wants to, since I just have the horseman's mace and can't use
and
edged
the
weapon.
merchant doesn't look like a merchant to you now, Diaz. He looks like a human cleric of some sorts.
Oh, see if you got potions healing.
So he's holding this mace. He does not have any potions. However, he does have 2 scrolls on him.
Okay. Well, I will give those scrolls to Gray.
Okay.
If they're, how is Aldemar doing right now?
Aldemar's just fine poking around. In fact, Aldemar, what are you doing? What do you want to do?
I'm continuing to go down towards the torch.
I mean, like physically, wasn't he like at 4 hit points or something?
6.
He was. Yeah, he was.
He's still at 4.
Okay, so oh crap! Can I check these scrolls and see if one of them has a healing spell of some kind?
You can, but you'd have to go. Yeah, I mean, DS has to bring him up to you and give them to you.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we're not right.
I could check them as well, real quick, since I know that stuff too.
Noble, what kind of armor is Duncan wearing?
That's a good question. Let me check.
Because if Gray takes the mace, you should at least get the chainmail.
I don't need armor. I'm good for armor.
Aldemar, when you come around the corner here, you see that there's natural light out past here. And you can see the ocean and the beach from here. There is natural daylight outside your world this way.
Village by the sea.
I'm seeing that Duncan has armor class 12, so that's really good.
Yeah.
I turn to the others and tell them what you just said.
All right, so Aldemar, you found the way out this way.
Okay. Duncan, you get the chainmail, the magic chainmail.
That's fine. I have a +1 hammer already anyway, so that's totally
okay. So Greg has the mace, and you get the chain, and we'll find out what it does later. As far
All right.
as
So Gray, the minute you grab the mace, you realize it is a +2 mace.
All righty.
And Duncan, the minute you put on the chainmail, you realize it is +3 chainmail.
Oh, nice.
Okay. And what are these? The 2 scrolls. One is a speak with animals scroll, and the other one is a detect magic scroll.
And these are both cleric.
Those are clerical spells, yes.
Ooh, no healing. All right.
So no gems or anything else useful.
Some way to help out your friend.
Well, now someone can talk to Benny.
Yeah. Grant, you can finally talk to Benny.
Yeah, go give.
Hey,
give
yeah,
scroll
can
to,
he can use that, right? He doesn't have to be
Yeah, I can
user to use the spell.
correct.
Scroll.
I can use a scroll to talk to Benjamin.
Yeah.
Can
I
have,
think we need to.
give
He
Grant-
needs to have that then, just in case
right.
there's a situation where that would be a useful thing to do, or
All
for
right.
no other reason than to just thank him for his assistance.
Exactly. Let me write that down.
Just for being an awesome badger.
Yeah.
That's right. Speak with animals.
You guys found your way out this
He's going
way.
to tell you his name's not really Benny.
Yes, it is.
My name is Rupert.
My name is Rupert.
Will you stop calling me Benny?
Yeah.
First of all, stop calling me Benny, you asshole.
Yeah. Exactly. All right, you guys find your way out this way here.
Yay.
And the next time we get together, we will have before we get started in the next adventure, we kind of have to do some bookkeeping, and we'll have sort of a side adventure so we can introduce a new character. And we have to see what happens at the fate of Lupo. Our Gray will have to figure something out there and do something very clever. And so, Duncan, don't forget, you are carrying the pack of all your loot that you pulled out of here. You managed to save about a dozen slaves, plus you got more one Elisar and one of her vassals.
Nice.
And so you guys are out along what looks like a rocky beach area.
Nice.
And it looks as if this is a high trafficked area. When you get out of the mouth of this cave and onto the beach, you notice there are more dead bodies of goblins and hobgoblins and moles. And you notice what looks like a broken glaive that is laying in the ground.
Mm.
And it looks like it's ogre sized.
Fuck.
Oh,
Great.
okay.
That's
So
what probably killed everybody.
Yeah, that would be the guy that hired us to do this. So to start the Civil War.
The ogre mage. Well, maybe not the ogre
Yeah.
mage, but anyway, some of his friends.
Yeah.
All right.
there we go.
Thanks, Ragnar.
That is it for this edition of what is it? The Secret of the Slaver Stockade.
I forget what's the name of the third one.
It's I believe it's called Assault on the Area of the Slave Lords. That'll be the next
Cool.
one.
All right. Excellent. Thank you
That
once again
is
for
that.
sweet. I know we're gonna go back to town, and I'm assuming we haven't leveled up yet. I mean, we haven't.
Yeah, you have to. You remember, leveling up also requires training and everything else. But you get some goodies and some benefits between now and the next side. So the next time we get together, if we can add Ryan Stone to the group, we will do so.
Correct.
And then and so we'll regroup the next time we play, and we'll kind of have a city adventure, so you guys can sort of like recoup and get you guys back on your feet once again. And you got to figure out how you're going to save Lupo.
Yes.
And Grot got a badger. I got a female halfling. Noble got a human or a human female.
Yeah.
Candles.
Yes, there you go.
You got candles?
No, wax. If he has puncture wounds in his thorax, we need something to seal that.
I was wondering where you're going with that.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
What, you want me to put wax on the halfling female's nipples? What's going on?
No, I'm
I
really
just met this
stretching
chick.
here. 'Cause
Yes.
If I can't,
I mean,
I
I'm
don't
not
have enough time
opposed,
to
but I'd like
memorize
to
a
know her
healing
better
spell.
before I do that, you know.
I'm
least
trying to
know
figure
her
out how
name
to
before I
save
spank her
Lupo
ass. Okay.
with what we have on hand.
Okay.
And there's no chest seals, and I'm guessing we don't have plastic and tape. So I'm thinking, how can we maybe
no super glue?
Well, first off, does Lupo have a sucking chest wound or not? I mean, that's one of the
arrows through his.
But did they puncture his lungs? So
they went all the way through his body.
Oh, if he's a human pincushion, then that means you can snap the arrowhead off at the back. So that's
I know,
good.
but he said we already pulled him out.
Well, you pulled them out. I didn't pull anything. So that's all on you, Gray.
So, oh boy.
All right, so Raw, when's it looking like you're free?
right.
You up in May? Are you good for June, or what's happening?
I can do. Let's see. I'm in Miami the 15th through the 21st, so I could whatever 24th? That's probably as soon as I could do it again. Would be the 20. Let's see. Yeah, the 24th would be the soonest I could do it. Or the 31st. But let's see. When am I going to be in? It wouldn't matter. Okay. 24th is probably the soonest I could do it, or the 31st. One of those two.
Okay. All right. I'll get something on the calendar for us.
Cool.
Excellent. All right, everyone who's watched thus far, thank you so much. We appreciate that. Thank you for the 2 super chats from Iron Frame and Ragnar Odinson. Appreciate that as well. And until next time, TJ, take us out.
Why are you still here? Go home.
That's right.
Seriously. Guys, keep the fires burning, keep the wine flowing, keep the lead shooting down range. Don't take any wood nickels, and tune in next week.
That's nasty. It is nasty, right? Isn't it nasty? Oh.
There's nothing nasty about a female halfling in a sack.
Where are the Cheetos?
Oh, do you have if there are any girls there, we want to do them.
I want to do them.
Girls there, I want to do them.
There you go. Fantastic. That's right. Mountain Dew next time. All right, everyone. Peace.